How's it going? So it's a really quick video about images, right? So let's say you have images inside foo. You try to copy them, right? Or you run the build, and what's going to happen is it's not going to work because images are going to break. So you see this image here, it broke, right? And why does that happen? This happened because if you go to compiler, you see it copied. It's basically expecting it to be in foo, but this is inside assets, right? So you need to make sure that when you are setting up your folder structure in source, that this, basically the folder name of where you store your assets must match whatever is in here, you see? So let's say in our source we matched it to foo, but in distribution it's assets. So in this case we can change it to foo, and then it's going to work, right? I just need to make sure that this one is also going to work.
Where did you get the 2004 from?
Okay, right, so now if we run our build, it's going to work. So now you see we fixed all the images, right? So this is basically pathing, right? So you just have to remember that if your source is full, your Webpack is simply going to take this and clone it into into the output, which is when it's going to compile HTML, right? It's going to take the HTML from the source, which is the template, and then it's going to clone it into index.html. So this path can be one of two things. It either could be a string, so if the file is very small, then it will just put the string in here as an image, and then it's going to work. In that case, it's going to work. But if the image is a little bit big, the problem is going to happen is that it will create a copy of the image in a folder, and that folder is configured through here. You see, so it's going to scan images. If it matches and the file is big, it's going to make a copy of it inside this folder, right, with its name and extension. So you need to make sure that this here is exactly the same as this one here, because it's going to be pointing to it, right? Otherwise, it's just going to not work. Because think about it, right? If we change this to bar, okay, let's change this to bar. So now we need to change all of our references in the template, which is in here. Okay, and then in our index, this is now bar, and then we build. So what's going to happen is it's going to break, and the reason why it's going to break is because it moved. Let me just delete this. This is not relevant. Well, let's build again. Let's build again. 1 second. You see, it's going to create full folder and then put the image into it, right? But if we look at the HTML, it's pointing to from bar, right? So we need to fix the pathing, right? And the way we do that is we go to config, and then we change this to bar. Now it's going to work.
No data since installation. They've installed it.
You just have to kind of understand that it's basically copy and pasting this folder into here, and then it's copy and pasting the HTML as is, right? So from here to here. So if the path is wrong, if your configuration here is not the same as where you're referencing, right? This bar here is not the same as this folder where you're copy and pasting it. It's just not going to work. I know it's a little bit complex, but alright, it's just that it is what it is. Okay, just practice with it, and then you understand the concept. Take care, everyone.